In this example, you are asked to express the following as infinite series of the form a0 plus a1x a2x squared. And it's supposed to give the first three non-zero terms, and the second part asks for a range of values of x for which the series is valid. Okay. And we are going to use the result 1 over 1 minus x equal to 1 plus x squared plus x cubed. We did this in the previous few slides. And here I told you to replace it by 1 minus box. We also write it in this form, 1 minus and box equal to 1 plus box and plus box square, box cube, and so on. So just make sure to make it 1 and minus. And whatever expression in x appear inside the box will go inside the boxes on the right hand side. And this is the series, right? 1 over 1 minus x equal to 1 plus x squared, x cubed, and so on. You need x to be between minus 1 and 1. You need x between minus 1 and 1. So which means when you use box, you need the expression inside the box to be between minus 1 and 1. Right? So you use this to find range later. So the first question is 3 over 4 minus 5x. Let me do it here. Right? So it's 3 over 4 minus 5x. So you can write it as 3 quarter 1 over 1 minus 5 over 4x. So you take out 4 from the denominator. 4 times 1 gives you back 4. 4 times minus 5 over 4x gives you back minus 5x. So which means inside the box, you fill in 5 over 4x. So this should be 3 quarter bracket 1 plus 5x over 4 and plus 5x over 4 squared and so on. You stop at x squared term is good enough because the question asks for until x squared term. So that will give you 3 quarter bracket 1 plus 5x over 4 plus 25x squared over 16 plus dot dot. And then you can multiply the 3 quarter in. So it's 3 quarter plus 15x over 16 plus 75 over 64 x squared. And you're supposed to find the range of values of x for which the expansion is valid. So you use 5 over 4x, right? So that means you need 5x over 4 between minus 1 and 1, which is same as minus 4. You multiply by 4 first. 5x between minus 1 and 4. So x will be between minus 4/5 and 4/5. That will be the range. And this is the expansion. Okay, next we shall look at part 2. So part 2 is more complicated. Numerator is 1 minus x, denominator is 2 plus x. So how to do with that? In the formula you are going to apply, numerator is just a constant 1, right? So now you have an expression 1 minus x. How to deal with it? So what you want to find is 1 minus x over 2 plus x. From 1 minus x, you can leave it. Okay, so you leave it as 1 minus x and then 1 over 2 plus x. And you can write it as 1 minus x and 1 and half bracket 1 over 1 plus x over 2. Right. 2 and 1 give you back 2. 2 and x over 2 give you back x term. So which means you consider half bracket 1 minus x 1 over 1 plus x over 2. Okay, so that means this you should write it as half 1 minus x, and this one you have to be careful, you have to write it as 1 and 1 minus x over 2. Right, remember it must be a 1 in order to use a formula. It must be 1 over 1 minus something box, then it's 1 plus box square, box cube, and so on. So which means minus x over 2 will go inside the boxes. So it should give you half bracket 1 minus x bracket 1 plus minus x over 2, then plus minus x over 2 square, and dot. So it gives you half 1 minus x 1 minus x over 2 plus x square over 4. And then you just do an expansion. You just expand 1 minus x into the expression we have just found, 1 minus x over 2 plus x square over 4. Okay, so that means the numerator 1 minus x factor, you just do it later by doing expansion. So you take 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by x over 2, 1 multiplied by x squared over 4. Then you take minus x times 1, which gives you minus x. Minus x times minus x over 2 will give you plus x squared over 2, and so on. X and x squared over 4 give you x cubed, so you can just ignore it. So it gives you half bracket 1 minus 3x over 2, right? And plus 3x squared over 4. Then you multiply the half in, so it'll be half minus 3x over 4 plus 3x squared over 8. 3x squared over 8. And plus, let me erase it. It's 3x squared over 8. X over 8. Okay, so this will be the expansion. And remember, you still have one more part. Find the range of values of x. Find the range of values of x for which the series is valid. Right, then you need box. The expression is a box between minus 1 and 1. Because the expression in the box is the x in the formula. So now what's inside the box for this question? Inside the box is minus x over 2. So inside our box is minus x over 2. So which means you need box between minus 1 and 1. It's same as you need minus x over 2 between minus 1 and 1, right? So you have to find x. There's a minus. So we divide by minus 1. You divide by minus 1. If you divide by minus 1, then it becomes 1. Divide by negative number, you reverse the sign. Right. So minus 1 divided by minus 1 gives you 1. 1 divided by minus 1 will give you a minus 1. Right. And this one you can rewrite. You can rewrite it again as minus 1 less than x over 2 less than 1. Right? You just interpret it the other way around. Right? Minus 1 x more than minus 1 less than 1. Just rewrite it in times 2. So x is between minus 2 and 2. So it means the expansion is valid for x between minus 2 and 2. So it means this expansion 1 minus x over 2 plus x equal to half minus 3/4 x plus 3x over 8 is valid for x between minus 2 and 2.